Hello, Internet. It's been a while since we've done a walk and talk, but honestly, it's been a little hot to walk. So we're going to do one today because it is a nice day and tomorrow's forecast is back in the hundreds. So I'm going to try to get this done while it's under 90 degrees. I wanted to do a series on how to be a good Pharisee. I heard this list from a preacher not too long ago, and I wrote down all of the different steps that he said on how to be a good Pharisee, and then decided I would turn it into a video series. So let's talk about the first one. Now, before we get to it, though, if you don't know what a Pharisee was a group of people, religious people, during Jesus's day, and they were one of two major religious leaders, if you will. They were kind of like a philosophical club where they were very religious, devout, and mystic in a sort of sense. They believed in the supernatural and things like that. There was another group, which was their counterpart, called the Sadducees. They were more political and religious, but not nearly as mystical as the Pharisees were. Now, the Pharisees and Sadducees were Jesus's greatest opponents while he was here on earth. You would expect the Son of God's greatest opponent to be murderers or thieves or prostitutes or something like that. But no, it was the self-righteous religious elite who Jesus saved his best accusations and comments for. So the Pharisees were this religious group, and in order to understand how to be a good Pharisee, you have to understand that being Pharisaical, if you will, is basically about judgment. It's about looking at other people and comparing them to yourself. It's about trying to determine your own value as compared to the value of the people around you. And so each of these steps is, in fact, a type of judgment where we're looking at another person and saying, I'm better than them, or at least I'm not like them. So the number one way, not the best way, but the first way to be a good Pharisee is to think to yourself, if that person knew their Bible better, their life would be better. Now, what's odd about that statement is that that's not entirely untrue. It's not entirely true. I mean, there are lots of reasons why a person's life might not be good in that moment or in their experience, and one of them is not knowing their Bible well, but you can know your Bible well and still go through, horrible experiences. I can attest to that myself. But the problem with that statement is that it requires that you look at a person and decide not only that their life is bad, but that it's their fault their life is bad. So you're not only making the assumption that their life is bad because they don't know their Bible, and the assumption that they don't know their Bible, but you're making a judgment call about them. This is their fault. And I think the reason we do that is because it excuses us from having to help. Well, their life is miserable because of the poor choices that they make. That may be true, but tax collectors' lives were miserable because of the poor choices they made. Same for the prostitutes and the murderers and the demon-possessed to a lesser degree. And so, just because it's their fault that they're in that mess doesn't mean you don't have to help them. Jesus said, when you do to the least of these, you do unto me. Not when you do to the people that deserve it, or when you do to those that have earned it. He's talking about people that can't earn it. In fact, he said very clearly, invite people that can't pay you back. Invite people to banquets that will never be able to invite you to their banquets because they won't have any. And so the statement, if they knew their Bible better, their life would be better, not only judges the person about their spiritual condition, not only does it assume that Bible knowledge is the solution to everything, but it also excuses the Pharisee from being responsible to help that person. So that's the first one. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see the rest of these, and you can even hit the notification bell. That way you make sure you get all of them, and there'll be a playlist when this is all said and done. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.